Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So a little bit of an update here on these little friendly troll guys I've been working on. They actually came out pretty well. I'm pretty happy, to be honest. They were a lot of fun to put some emotion into their faces, and pretty simple stuff really. But you'll see here from the last time I had a video up, I went for these smaller ears on the side and kind of got rid of their eyebrows and this kind of blank space that I had left from chopping off. You know, this might have said made in China on his bum and that kind of thing. So I got rid of them. Just gave him some kind of buttons on the back. Not a really crazy job there, but resculpted his hand here as well. So I did end up giving them the spears, which are just cocktail sticks, sharpened up a little bit. So I wanted to keep them quite primitive, so I didn't even give them, you know, it's literally just a sharpened stick. But these guys are a lot of fun. With their different emotions and their different expressions, we'll say. Yeah, just really silly stuff. There's a little bit of resculpting the hand there, kind of wondering how that might turn out. Hopefully it'll be okay. They do have the 3 fingers on their hands. This guy as well, one of my favorites. Really fun, yeah, little poses. And I just did a little bit of a coat of Mod Podge as well on the cocktail sticks, just to harden him up a bit. This guy's cool. He's kind of grumpy and he's got a few little teeth hanging out there. He's really cool. He's like a little guard pose or something like that. And this little scaredy cat guy, if that'll focus there. So yeah, not a ton of work now, nothing really special with the sculpting or anything, but what really helps is these silicone brush for sculpting. Now this one's pretty bet. You'll see it's been used a good bit, but they're quite nice for leaving nice smooth finishes, especially when you're working with natural stuff. You can really get in there and kind of do the emotions properly, and you're not really leaving too much of a really hard shape. Or yeah, it's a softer tool to work with. We'll say, like, if you were working with this, everything you do is going to be quite extreme, whereas you can kind of flatten things out nicely with the silicone brushes, and you know, they come in different shapes. This is probably the other one that I use the most. You'll even see there's a bit of a chip gone out of it there, but hey, it still works. So they're quite cool. So that's those little troll guys coming along nicely. And then just messing around with some Greenstuff as well. But these guys I picked up in a pound shop, and they're from The Secret Life of Pets. And I couldn't pass this guy up. Absolutely huge guard dog. So this guy's going to be really easy to paint up. He was a key ring and just had a little ring down the top here, so I just took that off, and I saw him straight away, and I was like, this guy's going to be a kick-ass guard dog. And I gave him, he made his fangs a little bit bigger just with some Greenstuff, and drilled in, actually using a part of his key ring to make his chain down the bottom, so it's kind of broken as well, so he's free to roam. Maybe you can charm him and he'll help you out, or he'll attack you. He's quite big as well. And I actually just attached that with some baking powder or baking soda, I think, and some super glue as well, just to really secure it onto the base. But he's absolutely huge. Like, look, that's him versus the 28mm Barbarian. Like, that's awesome. And you can, I think in the movie he's actually quite a friendly character, if I remember correctly. But with this pose, it was great. It was like obviously very grumpy. And there's a decent bit of texture there that'll come out with some dry brush. Will be a pretty handy one to paint. And just stuck him on a 2x2 base. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then this guy I couldn't pass up. This really, you know, I don't give a crap kind of cat. Big fat cat. Tiny little limbs. I just filled in there are some lines there between the feet, must have been cast separately or something like that. So I just filled that in. And that could be, I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be yet. It could be a manticore. I could change it into a manticore, or I could make it into a, what's it called? There's some kind of creature that is usually a tiny creature, and you know, they're familiars and that kind of thing, and they're cats with wings basically. So she could be a big lazy cat with tiny little wings. Could be fun. Or just a big fat cat. Big huge fat cat, almost 28mm size herself, or even a tiger. That could be something. I just can't pass it up. There was other ones as well that I missed out. I really should have got them as well, because they're only €1 each. like this, I thought, oh, I'm not going to pass it up. And there were these little bulldog guys as well. I should have got some of those because their proportions were silly, but they would have been great. I had an idea for them. They would have been great little mounts. I really should have picked them up, but hopefully I find them again. They're only really cheap. Just some more silly Greenstuff work here as well. These are some of those little Pokemon toys I've had in my collection for ages. Just, you know, you can get sets of them for about 20 quid, 20 euro, and you get, I think, 120 guys, and they're made of like really crappy plastic, but they're really fun to mess around with. So this was a Ninjask, I think the name was. So he just got a little bit of Greenstuff work, just silly, a few little mouths, some extra detail here, extra detail on his back, and filling in some gaps, and he's good to go as some kind of beetle. For no reason at all, just because. This weird guy, kind of work in progress. Absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with him, but that's the direction that's going at the moment. Yeah, this guy, Pachirisu, actually one I actually do remember the name. He's turned into a little scary squirrel with big teeth out of his mouth and little hands there in front. No reason, there's absolutely no reason behind these, just because I can, I will. And this guy, Crocodile or something, I'm not sure that guy's name, but just little details onto him. And another little guy I'm working on, I'm not sure this guy's name either, but he's dual wielding rapiers, so you better watch out. So a lot of fun with these guys, really adding in some silly emotions. They're a little bit all over the place, obviously, because his eyes are Milliput and he got Greenstuff and everything, but once you spray him up, they usually come together. He's a little bit more work to be done to him, but yeah, really silly stuff. And, you know, obviously scale wise, you know, it works in my world, anything goes, so it's all fine. And they are quite small, you know, they are within 28mm. This guy is actually, what's he from? Okay, so he's got the body of a Pokemon, little Pokemon figure that is Grumpig, I think the name of it is, and his head is from a Kinder Surprise. Don't ask me where or what set, I couldn't tell you. And he's getting sculpted into a little Mr. Tumnus. What's that creature called? Satyr or something like that. And so he's got a cheeky little head, and give him some beard and cool horns. Give him some little trotters and some maybe fur around here, and it'll be good to go. Little friendly Mr. Tumnus looking guy to annoy my big tough barbarian. And this cool elf lady here, I'm just fixing up her base as well. So yeah guys, that's it. Just working on some silly Greenstuff stuff. Yeah, Greenstuff bits and bobs. I thought I'd do a quick video of these little trolls before I spray them up and get to painting them. But yeah, cheers for checking in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Good luck.